Alright, this is Calibos, and we are playing Stoneblock 2. So, as you can see, I have made some progress with the chickens. I'm about here. This is the last one I did. So I've got, I don't know, more than half of them left. But everything up here is 10, 10, 10. And I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm grinding my way through it. We've got a couple of chicken quests we can claim here. So, I mean, oh, look, we've got auto sifters and junk. Diamond tier upgrades, more phantom faces when we eventually use those. Another forged lexicon. So, one of the reasons that we're here is not just to claim the quests and show how much amazing progress we've made, is because, remember we were talking about, this is so I can kill Enderman, because Enderman. But remember how I was talking about garden cloches and their weird design? So, this is what I've come up with. I still have to put in all the piping. And, you know, I've got to give everything power and stuff like that. I've got a couple of these flux points, really. So, let me kind of do this. So the idea is basically I'm going to do this. And you can tell that I'm definitely going to need more redstone and more ender pearls and stuff. But, so this. And I'm going to be dropping ender tanks in here. And we're going to be putting piping in going all the way around. I can start from either side at this point. And I'm just going to start here because we don't need to put lava in there, really, we don't. Because of the way this is set up now. I'm not sure exactly how many are in here. And I'm hoping that this is enough. I'm going to tell you, it took me a little while to grind all this garbage out. Oh my gosh, seriously, Enderman. Where did it go? I don't know, whatever. It took me a while to grind all this stuff out. And I'm not exactly thrilled about having to do it. That wasn't the only thing that I accomplished, though. So I think we actually, so I cleared this out because I thought for a little while I was going to have to like level them up, but we don't have to level up the seeds. So we can make the essence and then we can just put the seeds directly in there. So that's a thing. That's going to be pretty cool. Enderman everywhere. I actually need all the ender pearls, so I'm not super worried about it. And clearly they're a giant challenge. But one of the things, also I have cake. I have lots of cake. Because I had a pick that makes cake. How's that, right? So one of the things that I also did was, you'll notice that we got rid of all the chests here. I finally went ahead and got around to putting all of that stuff into the system here. So most everything should have a place. So that is why the ender pouch is staying clear. I did move a couple things around, like dirt is no longer here. I put dirt into its own little things, it compacts. I put the crushed stuff that I never got around to using up here, and charcoals up here, and stuff like that. Kind of hoping we get some more of the of these. because that is Thaumcraft stuff. Anyway, so we have a couple of different things that I'd like to accomplish at this point. One, I'm going to have to work through wiring up all the cloches. So I'm going to need, what is it, tin? Because we're going to need some fluid ducts. Fluid duct. So I guess I could do it with copper and glass. That's the thing. I could make the hardened ones for in-bar and ingot. And honestly, I now have an in-bar chicken, so maybe that's the way to go. We're going to need servos. In order to do this, I'm going to need Enderium, which very clearly does not have a chicken. So Enderium, instead of, oh, it does have a chicken. Okay, so platinum and ender pearl. So we're not there yet. But this makes Enderium nuggets. Sweet. Enough of the Enderium nuggets makes us Enderium ingots, which makes our servo farms so much easier. Let's look at Roost and see how far we are to get there. Roost. Wow, it's way down. I mean, this is my next one. So all of the hours I've put into it so far, again, gets me to this one. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. And we can make Enderium if we really get excited about it. I've got all of these ores. So that's another thing. I want to show you how we've done as far as this. And then we're actually going to get into the meat and bones of this episode, which I think that I'm going to do a little bit of... We have a reasonable amount of power at this point. What we don't have is convenience. So I'm going to look at our convenience stuff. So let's look at our death here. Teleport there. So, ta-da! All of this. So we have cleared so very much. Oh, why am I carrying this around? Weird. Hi. And it levels. Sweet. So, you can see the hallway there. So pretty much what this means is the builder has cleared this entire length, and then it's going to do this entire length. And I think I remember showing you guys that hallway down there. So it's going to work its way all the way down. And this is just a huge area. So we're going to actually turn the preview off. So we've been mining all of this as I have been doing like homework and stuff like that. So we have lots of resources. So, I mean, technically, I don't really need I don't really need to do any of the stuff that we have been doing as far as chickens and whatnot. I mean, it's convenient and it's helpful and it will give me a lot of extra stuff, but it's unnecessary. We have so much. And so now, let's do this. We're going to go pop down here, and I'm I'm just skipping running down the stairs because we're talking about, oh man, it takes me like 3 minutes to run down the stairs. And I mean, I think that's excessive, but there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, do we have refined storage? I love refined storage. It's not in here. There's no logistics pipes, which has been updated, and I love that. Logistics pipes is my favorite mod as far as sorting systems like AE and whatnot. I love LP. So applied energistics. One of the first things that we're going to need to look at is how do we make the presses. So we'll have to get into magical crops first. Because, I mean, that press, there we go. So we're going to need to get into making Certus Quartz Essence, which is going to require Certus Quartz Seeds, which is going to require Intermedium Essence, which is going to require an Infusion Crystal. Infusion Crystal is going to require Prosperity Shards, which we probably have somewhere around here. It's going to require Diamond, which we have a little bit of. Prosperity Shards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to need some Essence. So all of my Essence should be here, and we have a lot, but it's not going to go as far as you think. So each infusion crystal only has about 1,000 uses. Technically what this means is if you take one infusion crystal and you have absolutely all of the essence you need, you can immediately go up to a master crystal, normally, depending on the mod pack. So the master crystal requires supremium essence. So if you look at this, this is 4 of these, right? Which means 16 of these, which means 64 of these, which means 256 of this, which means 1024 of these. So technically we have enough to go to a master crystal right now, and I definitely recommend, as far as resource wise, that you do this as quickly as you can. Just so that you're not spending extra diamonds that you don't have to spend. But you see how quickly this goes away. That gives us intermedium, that gives us supremium, and that, or superium, and that gives us supremium. So now we can take 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can do this and go. We need another diamond. We have to hop up there. So that's actually one of the reasons that I waited to do this as long as I did, is because I knew that we would need all of this essence. And I realized that, you know, I just kind of like whipped through it. But really we're talking about, like, I have been collecting it from the beginning effectively because of the mob spawner. So uses for this. Go. So now I just want to use this crystal up as quickly as I can. Do we have more? Yeah. But see how quickly we went through this, and we didn't even use all of it. Like, so next step is we need to get rid of the gunpowder. Wood we can carry. This can go away. Still have one of the cloches. I was thinking of setting up one of the cloches somewhere else, just for the purposes of specific things, like specifically Certus Quartz Essence, just in case I needed them. Anyway, speaking of Certus Quartz Essence, we now have the ability to do that, because now we need to make some crafting seeds. So these are not plantable, and really what they do is they provide a basis for all of your your crafted essences. So let's do this. We'll go up one more. That gives us that. I mean, here's a cool and fun thing to imagine. So you saw me zip through all of that stuff for the essence, right? Well, think about how little we have left for the purposes of making the actual crops. So we can do this, and I mean, let's convert this down 1, 2. There it is. So we now have the intermediate essence seeds. We actually don't have enough really to go all the way up. Like, what we needed for this isn't even the highest level. The highest level goes one higher than that, which would require, I don't know, what is that? 4,056, essence, which we inferium essence, which we didn't have. So let's grab some Certus Quartz. Now, so we just need some Certus Quartz for make some Certus Quartz seeds. Boom, Certus Quartz seeds. So now all we have to do is grow this, and what is unfinished? Collect. Oh, Black Lotus, great. Means we'll have a leg up when we get into Botania. That's cool. How do we make one of these? I'm sure we can't make that yet. I probably looked into that already. Ender Star, Black Quartz, another. So this Dragon's Breath is the only thing that we basically don't have at this point. and there's clearly no recipe for it. Let's chuck that, chuck that, chuck that. Flux bore. That's cool. I guess. We're actually going to need some more compacting drawers because we're going to need for each of the essences here. So, more speed upgrades because we're awesome. Another Forge Lexicon. By the way, these don't stack in the thing. So how's that for weird? So in the drawers, they just don't stack. Hi. Give me your pearl. Oh, that's right. We can put luck on this thing now. Fancy. So, for example, if we want a servo, we could probably just go for a reinforced servo because we might have an Electrum chicken. We can check that by roost. Maybe not, because I don't actually think that we have silver yet. Yeah, there's silver, so we don't have Electrum chickens yet. But we have Electrum over here. Let's grab some redstone. We have some redstone. We need some Invar. Lead. We don't think we have tin. Yeah, I don't know. So kind of the goal at this point is to set up for tin. So if we're looking at hardened fluiducts, we want these, and it's lead. Okay, we can do lead. We actually have a lead chicken, so that's going to be pretty easy. So I'm just going to make a stack of these basically because we are going to need a lot of them. We also want some item ducts. Item duct. And that's going to be tin and lead. So tin and lead. So we're not going to need as many of these right now. But they are going to be helpful. So next we're going to need some servos. So we have nickel, aluminum, Invar, Ethereum, Invar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm not super worried about this because we're going to get a bunch of this later. So our plan, such as it is we're going to take some of the iron, which clearly is not here. Gosh, floor cake. So we're going to take some of this iron, and we are going to make some servos. Which is going to require some of the glass, which is here. Turn that off. Now, we're actually going to need a couple of different servos. gosh, that was quick. I spent too much time showing off all of the progress, and I guess I should feel ashamed about that, but I don't really. I'm very proud of the fact that we've made 1,000,000 of these things as far as that goes. So if I can get 2 of these electrum ingots, that's enough to really get rolling. So the plan is basically this. I still actually have to fill all of these with dirt, because they're not all full of dirt. Got the reinforced servos. So we're going to need the fluiducts. Boom. And we're going to need a servo. Enabled, go. So now all of these should fill with water, and once they're filled with water, Certus Quartz Essence, there we go. So now we're gonna chuck in these. You can see that these are all filled with dirt, and these are filled with dirt, but those are not. So the ones that we care about is really this one. So these don't actually go as fast, so fast that we need to worry about it. And so now once these have a location, they're going to begin pulling out and going to that location. So my next step here is going to be, I'm going to put an ender chest here. And so all of these are going to basically empty into the ender chest. And it's going to be fantastic. I mean, it will be fantastic. I will make it so. But, yep, there are probably better, more efficient ways to do this. But I kind of got caught up in the romance of having a, I don't know if that's really the right word, of having this room set up like this, and so I did it. But anyway, I've been babbling, and you guys have other things that are probably cooler, and I'm really glad you guys showed up. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave me a like. It lets me know that you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't leave me a like. Simple as that. You know, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like. Give me hints and suggestions on where you want to see me go. I'm getting a lot of those from a couple of people, but I know that there are more people watching because my view count says so. Of course, I guess it could be lying to me, but, you know. Anyway, you folks have a great night.